Welcome to this video. We're going to take a quick look at the differences between the CLA Echosphere and Relab LX480. The CLA is a kind of plate reverb with a slap delay alongside it. This was a feature that came with the 480L, which is the original machine that these are both trying to go after the sound of, where you could run on one processor board you could have a reverb set up, and on the other processor you could have a delay set up, and within the original unit you could define whether you could run these at alongside each other or one into the other. I think it was a reverb into the delay. I think in this plugin though you can run, here we go, so you can run the delay into the reverb, and with this I believe you can bring the, maybe you can't, maybe it is just the delay into the reverb, which is fine. And on the LX480 here, I don't think you have that option, or at least I haven't found it. If anyone knows, do tell me in the comments, because I'd like to use it. The LX480 can do a hell of a lot more than what the CLA sets out to do, but to keep things clean and simple, we're just going to compare the two plate reverbs, which are it's a pretty well-known sound. You'll hear it a lot in, like I say, most records. Acoustic guitars, drums, that sort of thing. This is all over it. So if we take a listen to the two of them, I've got a couple of this is a mix that I've done, but I've kind of just set up some channels here so we can just flick between. So I'll play the mix without any of them off. Here's the CLA, and the LX is there. We can get rid of these two because we're not doing the delays today. So if I run the little loop that I've got, which I've just got rid of, here we go. So if I run the little loop that we've got here, so if I just play the record without any effect, let's hear what the CLA sounds like on the Snare. And in comparison to the LX, now, I was listening earlier, and to my ears, I found the CLA was a little bit darker out of the box. I had to actually go in and adjust the filter here on the LX to be at 12 decibel per octave. If I bring it back to how it defaults, you'll be able to hear that there's a lot more high frequency straight out of the box on the LX. So that's it in the mix there. That's the Echo. That's the LX. It's with the 12 decibel down to 6. Obviously you don't get that feature on the Echosphere. So if we have a listen to the guitars. And if I flip over to the LX, and let's just play with that filter. So I don't know, it's subtle, the difference with that filter, but I don't know, I feel like the CLA is a little bit dark out of the box for my taste. Let's hear it in the mix. I'm not sure, it might just be my monitoring setup, but I'm finding the LX sits a little bit nicer in the mix. I'm sure that's just completely subjective comment. Anyway, let's move on and have a look at have a listen to see what the piano responds to it. This is the Echosphere. And if I bring in the LX, you can really hear that high frequency that just comes through much better on the LX. And in the mix. So that's the Echo. And if I flip over to the LX, without, and with the Echo. And the LX. If I bring in some more reasonable levels of this along with the other instruments. Kind of what it would sound like, the LX would sound like in a mix, and if I just adjust the levels quickly, we can get something comparable. And this is the Echosphere. I mean, they're different sounding. That's the thing. I mean, some pros and cons between them that I kind of noticed when I was playing around earlier. This Relab has obviously a lot more features. I mean, you can go in and change many different parameters. You've also got, you know, it's got a hell of a lot of presets that come with it as well. But then again, it is more expensive, I think, than the CLA. It's also geared more towards being just a reverb. It doesn't really have any. There are a couple of delay presets that come with it, but it's pretty much a reverb only plugin. So you'd need to buy a delay to get the delay element. It comes with more features, of course, but of course that means you've got to spend more time learning getting your head around it, which is obviously a pro for the CLA one. Is only what you see here, regardless of whether you're on the delay section or the plate. You've only got a couple of sliders, and then your usual settings up here, plus a routing option. It's I mean, but then again, this is all this does. So it's if you just wanted to buy one thing and have, a reverb and a delay and be done with it, great, that's awesome. The simple interface, of course, it's pretty straightforward. There's not much to learn, so much as figure out settings and stuff that you like, sure, but there's no menu diving, really. But then again, there's less customization. I mean, I think if you wanted a properly professional sounding reverb and that was all you wanted it to do, I think the LX is probably the one. I mean, it's a couple of $100, but it shows it's a much better sounding reverb, purely the reverb, I think, to my ears. But then again, if you can live without the control and you don't want to have to drop what is the Relab at the moment, it's what's it called, Relab. Let's see what the price differences are on these and whether that makes any difference to things. So yeah, so it was on sale now for $200 as opposed to $350, whereas the CLA goes for probably a hell of a lot less. Yeah, I mean, look, well, you can buy it with the CLA Epic, which I think is the, yeah, so it's $40. So it's $40 and you get the tape delay, plate rim. Okay, so you get a few more bits and pieces with it. So that's the Epic plugin, sorry, that comes with these. Yeah, so for $40, you've got, yeah, so it's £300 cheaper. So I mean, yeah, if you just wanted a cheapie that just gives you a pretty good sounding plate a half decent delay that you can root and have fun with, the Waves is the one. If you want a properly serious one-stop shop reverb, then I would pick the LX. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the matter. I'm sure there are use cases for both, and if anyone's got any feedback on either of the plugins, it is worth mentioning that I am using the CLA Mix Hub. So these two do work quite nicely together, being the fact that they're presumably modelled on Chris Lord-Alge's personal equipment. I don't know that, but I would assume that if it's got his name on it, that he's modelled it on something that he's familiar with or has access to. But then again, that being said, to my ears, this has more fidelity and a little bit more customization that you can play with. So as an owner of both, I find myself using this more than the CLA. I think I got this on a Black Friday a few years ago. Anyway, leave your comments below, like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I will see you next time.